coach Josh Pastner joins us now on First Take. Coach, less than a week after Coach Cal resigned, you're named the new coach at Memphis. What was that week like for you?
Well, Dana, thanks for having me. It was really surprising. It was amazing. It's one of those stories where you say expect the unexpected. Before I got named the job, prior to that weekend, I had packed my apartment up. I had packed my office up. I turned my office keys in. On that Monday, I was driving to Lexington, getting ready. I was going to get in the car and head to Lexington, and because I was excited to go in with Coach Calipari. I was pumped. On my way there, I got a call from the athletic director asking me to turn around. He needs to talk to me. So I turned around. I walked into his house. Remember now, my name was never mentioned.
Right.
I didn't have any interviews. He just says, I need to talk to you. I walk into his house. He says, hey Josh, do you want the job? I said no. If I'm going to be if I'm going to be an assistant coach, I'm staying with Coach Calipari. He says no. Do you want the head job? That second when he said that, I says, where's candid camera? What am I going to do when I get caught on camera right here? I was looking around, but I says, okay, let me step outside. I stepped outside. I called Coach Calipari because I wanted to make sure I got his blessing.
Right.
I called Coach Cal. Coach Cal says, hey Josh, you're fired. You don't have a job at Kentucky. You better go in and take the job. I went in and I took the job, and he says, okay, we're having a press conference tonight. I said, I don't even have a suit. I said, I packed everything. He said, okay, I'll give you till tomorrow. And since then, I woke up that morning going to Kentucky, going to Lexington. A few hours later, as a head coach at Memphis.
What was your biggest concern when you were sitting there in his living room, I'm guessing, and just thinking he's offering me this head coaching job?
Well, it was two things. One, a lot of people, because of the success that Coach Calipari has had at Memphis for those last 4 years, I mean, it was the greatest run in the history of college basketball. People would call me and say, what's it like working for Coach Cal? And I would say, man, the guy that follows him, not real smart. and so there I'm sitting in the living room with him, and he says, do you want the job? And it wasn't, it was just that simple. I said, is that how it works like this? And once he gave it to me, I was like, wow, I mean, what a neat thing. And since then, it was just like, okay, now it's survival mode. People say, did you have a chance to embrace and be happy? I says, no, because it was survival mode. It was like, okay, what do we got to do to keep the guys together? We got to go get recruiting. We got to get things in place. So from there, it was like in survival mode from that second on.
I have to believe that Coach Cal at least has been somebody you can call for some advice. What's the best piece of advice that he's given you so far?
Well, I mean, I've leaned on him. I've called him a bunch. I've called a lot of coaches. I spent a lot of time I was at Arizona with Lute Olson as well too. So I've been around two Hall of Fame coaches in Lute Olson and John Calipari. I've been very fortunate. But probably the biggest word that's been given to me is patience. In fact, I got a call from Coach John Wooden as well too, and one of the words that he used was patience. Mm-hmm. You can't get too high with the high or too low with the lows. There's going to be peaks and valleys, and so. That's the whole thing. I realize how grateful, I'm so grateful for this opportunity. It's humbling. I'm not taking it for granted. I mean, what an unbelievable opportunity. But, the Memphis program has been so good for so long. Look at the great teams and coaches that have been here, from Coach Bartow to Coach Kirk to Coach Finch to Coach Calipari, the players, everything else. So I'm just tickled to death to have an opportunity to be my name mentioned in that same category.
There is one cloud that's sort of looming right now over the program, and I mentioned it, the allegations of recruiting violations in the 2007-2008 season. What impact have you seen that have so far on this program?
Well, all I know is with the current and the future of the program, there's nothing. There's zero, because all we're focusing is on the great positives about the university, about the city, about our program. And you look at it right now, if you look at our recruiting class, it's one of the top 3 recruiting classes in the country. We've signed 6 really good student athletes. I mean, 6 really high-level players. We've got a top 3 recruiting class coming in. And like I said, the positives about the current and the future of the program is what we're focusing on, and that's what we're excited about. Again, you can always look at the glass half empty or half full. I like to look at it overflowing. I mean, I think life's too short. There's 86,400 seconds in a day from midnight to midnight. So to worry about anything else other than to be positive, that's what you got to do.
Well, then I'm sure you can be positive on this next question. You're taking on #1 Kansas tomorrow night on ESPN. What advantage do you have over the Jayhawks?
Well, you told me before we got on air that I look 32. Maybe after the game I'll look 52.
No, you
I
look
don't
like
know,
21, Josh. You don't look
I
32.
look like, well, Look, Coach Self is a future Hall of Famer. What an unbelievable program. They've got a lot of pros. I like to say that they're probably the 31st NBA team in the league this year. So because they've got a lot of pro players, but no, they're good. They're well coached. They're big. We're going to have to battle. It's not going to be easy. But you know what about our team? We fight, we scrap, we claw. We got to find ways, and our kids play hard. Our team plays hard. I love our guys. I mean, they've really rallied around each other. We're really united, and I tell you, I respect our players because they fight, they play hard, and they leave it all on the floor.
Well, we wish you a lot of luck against them and in the season ahead. Thanks so much for joining us, Coach.